Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sitting here with a newly purchased eBay deal. This is another RC car. I got a really good deal on it. We're gonna unbox this together. We're gonna throw everything out of here, see what I got. There's a couple extra spare parts and a few surprises the seller told me. But I'll tell you this, I only paid $90 for this. This is a fairly cool RC. I, in fact, was surprised how fast they're claimed to be out of the box. This is claimed to do 77 miles per hour with the included speed pack. So now, why don't we take a look at it, see what it is. Okay, let's just take stuff out of this box, see what we got in here. I, in fact, don't even know what all of it is. This is a bag full of tires. None of them look that good, but whatever, they're in here. Let's just put them to the side. We got some HPI 2.2 wheels and some traxxas wheels. It looks like it just matters that they are 2.2 inch wheel size. Let's throw those over there. Got a bag full of stuff right here. Oh, this is interesting. You know what? Let me put this to the side right now. We got some more junk, really bad looking tires. Let's throw those out. Whatever. Oh, I got to the RC. Let's check what it is. All right, here we go. Oh, you know what? Before we open it, why don't I just check out what else is in here? Let me throw this all out. All right, let's throw all this garbage back. Looks like a lot of cool goodies in here, right? Other than these wheels, but you know, whatever. These probably were cool tires at one time. The road rage tires. There's a bag full of stuff. Look at that. Oh man, I'm excited to even find out what's in here. We'll take a look at this in a little bit. I'm gonna put all these tires in the box, probably gonna throw them out. So, let's check out the car. Here we go. It's exciting. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's the HPI Firestorm 10T Flux. This is claimed to do 77 miles an hour. And this particular one, the reason I bought it is because of the heavy upgrades on this chassis. Yeah, it looks like it's been through a good amount of use. It's banged up, the chassis is all scraped. But I think there's a spare chassis that was included. So if I want to put that in, I can. Front has really minimal steering slop. I like that. That's good to go. I wonder what kind of servo's in here. The body looks alright. There's no cracks. If you put some WD-40 on a lot of these surfaces, it'll shine right up. Okay, you saw all that was included. It was a lot of parts. Let's first check out the car itself, then we'll see what kind of freebies I got in the deal. Let me take off this body. Right, it's a little bit easier on an RC than certain other things, but here we go. The chassis itself. It's a very simple, basic stadium truck type chassis. It's very similar to a lot of the current HPI lineup, especially the HPI Blitz, but in a smaller 10th scale platform. What really drew me to this were the upgrades here. So you have a full metal front suspension system here, other than the actual hubs themselves, which is okay. I kind of like plastic. It bends a little bit nicer and it usually doesn't snap. The shocks are basic standard HPI shocks. They need some shock oil. That's okay. You have this really nice Integy front bracket here, and you have a couple other small aluminum upgrades here in the chassis. They don't really matter. That's not really why I got this. For 90 bucks, I mean, look at this. I have a Castle Creations motor in here. These are some of the best motors you could possibly buy. This is also a Castle Sidewinder, 3 ESC, really nice, but I already noticed something weird going on here. So the power, the on-off connector is broken. So by broken, I mean it's missing. Hopefully I can, figure something out. Maybe it'll just work on and off. If any of you guys know what happens when you have no connector like this, let me know. Otherwise, I could probably just find one and, figure it out. You have a Dean's connector, which is nice. Other than that, you also have, let me look at the servo. This is a Traxxas 2075 waterproof servo. Really nice and powerful. I like these servos. They're very reliable. For the chassis, there's really nothing else to be said here. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, it does need one small repair, and that is this drive shaft. You see this drive shaft? Yeah, it's broken. So one of the universal drive shafts is broken. I think it may be included in some of the spare parts I got. I gotta check those out. So why don't we take a look at that? That's really, I think, some of the interesting stuff. Okay, so first, let's take a look at this bag right here. I have a couple of Castle instructional manuals, you know, basic stuff. I have a spare chassis in new condition, although the chassis is fine. I don't know why I even need this. I have, oh wow, there's a lot of electronics in here, guys. Let me take it all out and show it to you. This is kind of cool. I have a traxxas 8.5 censored brushless motor. Seems to be in really good shape. You could just solder on your leads right here. Yep, armature feels fine. I could spin it. Looks to be a good shape motor. This is about $30 to $40 right here, just in the motor alone. 8.5 is pretty good up there, so it's a pretty high kV motor. You have another spare Castle Creations 10th scale 4-pole motor right here. Let's check out the wires. Wires are all right. I mean, it looks like this RC's kind of had some, you know, serious use. But other than that, the motor spins. The shaft is fine. Let me see what the kV rating on this is. This is 5700 kV. So that's a pretty quick motor. That's up there in comparison to the Traxxas VXL. They're only about 3500 kV. So this is almost twice as fast in terms of you know, RPM per volt. I have another Castle Sidewinder 3 ESC. I'm not sure in terms of what condition it's in, but this one has the power on off switch. So maybe I'll use this one in the future. I'm not quite sure. You just basically plug in your motor leads, right? These just go into here, and boom, you have a connection. That's pretty cool. So other than that, the wires here look pretty presentable. I mean, they're a little bit frayed. Over here, you could see some of the metal wire coming out, but you know, if you just put some nice wire insulator, shrink wrap, heat wrap on there, it'll be fine. I have a pretty cool battery. I've never seen ones like this, and basically because, you know, I'm kind of cheap, I buy the cheap batteries. This is a 100C discharge. That is really high. This is like a race pack. This is a really high voltage Zappers 4800 milliamp hour, 7.6 volts. All right, now we're up to the big bag of parts. Let's see what we get here. I always like these. You never know what you're gonna get, and half the time you could use these parts in other cars. All right, so we got some outputs, drive shaft output yokes right here. Let's see what they're called. Differential, let me read them to you. The Firestorm drive shaft. So they're just called drive shafts. These are like 12 to 13 bucks. So chances are these are broken. That's why the drive shaft in the car was broken. So I'll probably be using this. You have an optional larger battery pack holder. You can see that's kind of raised right here. You have a pretty broken Integy wheelie bar. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna use this or not, but whatever. It's there. You have a new spur gear. It's a pretty nice $4 part right here. So I always like to see a lot of new parts. Makes you feel good when you see them. Okay, here we have the HPI ball diff set. I'm not sure how much this was, but the ball diffs are at least $30 to $40. Normally the Firestorm already has all metal gears, but this is kind of nice. So you have obviously all metal gears here as well. They have some suspension arms. These look like the original stock ones from the aluminum ones in the unit. Let's see what this is. You have another spur gear, pretty cool. Probably means this thing goes to the spur gears pretty fast. You have a drive gear set, which is the diff gear set. A really nice all metal gears, of course. And you have some other diff gears right here, the smaller units with the shims. Get the rest of this stuff. A bunch of goodies in here, right? Yeah, this is like Christmas for RCs. Some other front, it looks like some kind of front bracket or front suspension mount unit for a bumper. I'm not sure if this is even to this car or not, because I'm looking at it and there's really no such piece on this, unless this goes like that, although I don't know what it would even do here. I'm not sure if this is even from this RC or not. If you guys know, just let me know. You have a complete differential. The gears do not look warped at all, and there's grease on them. And I'm spinning it, and it looks fine. Yeah, so you have a bunch of diffs in here. You have some other metal diff components. This looks like the other drive shaft that is broken in there. This might be the original one. It looks like it has had some use, or it probably didn't fit. That's why it looks like it was kind of grinded down here on top, but I'm sure I can make it fit. You know, I know my way around a Dremel. You have some other spur gears and some random basic parts. So check this out, guys. You see that? This is one of those drive cups for the rear. You can see how damaged this metal is. So I've had a couple of these HPI kits already, the Savage XS and the Savage. They all have these like issues with the steel drive shafts. This is pretty common to them. Alright guys, I gave you a quick overview of all the stuff that was included with this. I gotta say, this is probably the most stuff I've ever gotten in an eBay auction. A lot of it, the seller just threw it in. If you're watching this video, I want to say thank you so much. I'm gonna make this thing quick. We're gonna do a couple update videos on it. I'm gonna figure out this whole situation with the tires. It looks like these tires do not fit that well here, and they're just a little bit too wide. I can tell that this rear tire is rubbing on the shock. So there's a couple of shock mounting locations here. It looks like if I just move these shocks a little bit inboard, it'll be really good. I don't know why that wasn't done, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna make this thing quick. We're gonna do a speed run. I'm gonna use my Dynamite speed meter on this. I don't think I'll get the 77 miles an hour, but I'm gonna try my best to get over 50. 50 for this would be really good, and I know that this thing is capable of doing that. So stay tuned, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on this project.